Hey you, hope you're having a great day out there. Thought I'd join you again with another message from the Appalachian Mountains in the middle of the woods. It's a little dreary today, but I'm not letting that get me down because it is the first week of January and it's like 50 degrees and I could almost take my coat off out here right now. So anyway, let's take a little walk. Today, I got another message that I think some people might need to hear out there. A lot of times I'll get messages, just things that'll pop in my head or in the shower. That's always a good one, thinking in the shower. If you, instead of listening to something, actually listen for what you need to tell yourself or what you need to think through. Anyway, though, a lot of times I get messages through songs that kind of pop into my mind or that pop on when I'm streaming, just pop up that I wasn't thinking of, things like that. A lot of times, if you keep your eyes open for those little things in the world, you might find some of these messages that are trying to kind of guide you. So today I'm using a cheat sheet, so forgive me because A, I'm human, and B, last time I have an issue with digressing, so let's just say that, or telling side stories. So let's stay on the main storyline for today, the message that you need to hear. So at any rate, today's channeled song is Irene by Courtney Marie Andrews. So check her out. Go check out the song. It's adorable. She's adorable. At any rate, forgive me if I don't do it justice like her, because there's a couple parts of the song that really spoke to me, and I think that some of you out there really need to hear today to kind of push you over that hump, or might strike something in your mind to make you take some action toward making your life better today. So anyway, let's get on with it. First part that hit me, I mean, her song, it's an amazing song about following your dreams and finding yourself and that sort of a thing. So there's so many gems in her song, as in many of her really deep and insightful songs. But and anyway, let's hope I don't butcher it again like last time. Anyway, the first part's like, farewell, Irene, where your dreams are bound, I just can't tell. But we both know, Irene, they won't come true at the bottom of a well. So anyway, that one hit me hard today because I've had some things that I've needed to do. I like to do too many things, so I have a hard time narrowing it down. So I end up doing them all sporadically and not putting the full effort into them, that sort of thing. So at any rate, I think the point of that was that there's a lot of people out there who you've been sitting on something. You've been sitting on something right now and you're not really sure what to do with it, or you're afraid to do it. You're afraid to put it out there. You're afraid of what people will think of you if you put it out there. But maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe since you were a little kid, you've had a dream, or you've had some thought in the back of your head that you didn't realize you could actually do. You might have thought it was something that was like reaching for the stars, really impossible, really far out. But the truth is that you can have it. You can have it if you believe it, and then if you start taking the steps toward it. And I'm telling you, if you do that and you believe, and it really is your thing, that you are willing to put the work in and that you just have a passion for, then it's going to come to you one way or another. It almost always won't come the way you think it will. It will, in my experience, very often you'll be looking at all these other things that you think are the path there, and it turns out that you'll do something else that you fall into, and that'll get you there, or somewhere similar that you weren't sure, if you're not entirely sure where you're. So back to square one. Be sure, take the time to try lots of things out, experiment, and find out what you do like before you decide on one thing to take action. Or if you're like me, a neurodivergent, mind working like a computer constantly, then you might actually want to get into like 3 or 5 hobbies or side projects. So anyway, the point is, though, you have to put the thing into motion. Your dream, the thing you want, you have to put it into motion. And if you do, and you believe, and you don't give up and have faith, then I'm telling you, unforeseen forces are going to come to assist you. I believe it with all my heart, especially if you're doing something with pure heart and pure intention. Then the people, places, and things that need you out there, they'll find you. the people that will appreciate what you have to offer. Maybe you come from a small town, or maybe you come from a big city where you're not noticed. Somewhere where you haven't really had anyone who recognized you for you and what, all the wonderful things that you had to offer, people that took you for granted. That's really common, especially among people who are trying to find their way in life and don't want to just live asleep and doing the 9 to 5 drum and that sort of thing. So at any rate, a little more going on in the song because it made me think of some other things. One part I slightly disagree with Courtney, sorry. Anyway, there's part that's it's let me think what it is. Something about let your voice ring out. But she says, but keep your grace, Irene. Don't go falling in love with yourself. One thing I disagree with, I think you need to fall in love with yourself. I think that if you want to get where you want to go, you have to spend some time falling in love with yourself, exploring you, what you like, who you really are, not who your family told you were, not who, not the career you had for 26 years, if you're me, or something that you've identified with. Maybe you've been one way a really long time and you're really not happy with that and you really want to make a change. Just do it. Don't give in what anyone thinks. Just do it. It's worth it. You'll be so happy. There's nothing better than being happy with yourself and your own skin and figuring out who you are and what you really want. And, a lot of people might have been able to be a lot of things, but they didn't even take the time to stop and figure out what exactly they wanted to work for. So if you have a dream, if you're lucky enough to have known, especially if you've known a big chunk of your life and you've just been afraid to do it, please just do it. We need you. We need your special thing. We need your special gift in the world. So at any rate, just a couple more minutes messages and I gotta run to get my kids from school. The one thing that I like about her song that is more of a warning, and this is important, so listen up. The chorus says, you are a magnet, Irene. Sometimes good people draw troublesome things. Sometimes good people draw troublesome things. So that's the hard one. That is the worst part about being inspired, living an inspired life and trying to follow your dreams, is that you're probably going to encounter more people who either don't believe in you, try to bring you down, try to discourage you because they don't have the guts to follow their dreams, or worse, people who come into your life and they pretend to support you in your dreams and they pretend to believe in you and that sort of thing. And a lot of times they'll kind of fall off in your life. They'll start acting weird, or they'll stop coming around as much, or you'll know something's up. And sorry, I'm gonna need a drink. You'll just know something's up and follow your intuition. That's one of the most important things. Always follow your intuition because it's trying to give you the clues that you need to learn the lessons faster, to avoid pitfalls. Some of us definitely are going to need more than one warning though. But at least be open to the signs and don't just let anyone in your life easily. Make sure that you give them time to show you who they are and how they'd fit in your life and if you guys are a good fit in each other's life. So at any rate, and I'm dropping my notes. Just a second. You can have a look at the beautiful woods out here. Well, not so green and beautiful right now, but it's January, so just the fact I can be out here and not be wearing a hat and gloves is freaking amazing. Anyway, the last part, just want to kind of inspire you again to take some action. So there's a verse in it that I really like. It says, you dream of the North, Irene, well then that's where you ought to be. But you gotta want it, Irene, don't follow any path half-heartedly. So, the message I'm trying to tell you is that this was channeled, this song was channeled, this message was channeled straight through me to you to tell you that now's your time to shine. I know it's not going to be easy. I know you're afraid, but the world needs you. We need you to put your thing out there, whatever your special thing is. We need you. You know the world's pretty screwed up right now. You know that times are worse than ever. In my lifetime, oh my gosh, this is not how I imagined Back to the Future 2 years being, you know. I mean, I never believed that we'd have the video phones. I thought that was just a sheer fantasy, but a lot of the other things, they're worse. They're worse than I thought. Anyway, just want to put this message out there because I want to make sure that as many of you out there that have some special gift, share it. And also, when you do have a special gift, you have to be extra careful because there are going to be people along the way that are distractions, pitfalls, even sometimes people that have good intention, but they just aren't necessarily for your highest good. And I'm not saying this about anyone myself personally, but I could certainly think back at many, many, many examples in my life. Even when at the time something happened to me, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's not going to be my life now, or I can't believe that this thing happened, because I was so sure that was the right thing that I was supposed to do. But the truth is that if you keep trying and you have the faith and you keep walking on the path, then the things that aren't supposed to be there, they're going to get cleared away for you. And you just have to believe, and you just have to keep taking the steps. Even if sometimes you take one forward and get knocked back 3, even if you have to try a lot of different things to figure it out, or try many different ways to figure out how to do the thing that you really want to do. Just do it. That's all I can say. All right, I've got stuff to do, so I'm gonna go, but I love you. I hope that you let your light shine, and just remember that even if you're not appreciated by the people that are in proximity to you, that's how it is with people who have something special to do in the world. The people that have seen you for a long time, they're not going to notice it. They're not going to see it because they just think that you're who you were as a kid, or who you were 10 years ago, or even who you were yesterday. So whoever you do want to be, take the time to figure it out and do it. And if you have a special thing that the rest of us need out here that's going to make the world a better place, then please, you got to do it. All right, love ya. Take care.